Greetings from London. It's been a while since I've been able to give these 3 minutes with ECI, but this week we wanted to record this greeting from London, a very special city, a very special nation, in particular now when Britain is independent, so to speak, from the European Union, still a member of the UN Security Council, and with a very unique relation with the State of Israel. Not only so today, but going back, as we all remember, more than 100 years ago, with the Balfour Declaration, and with all the British politicians at the time who had this vision of the restoration of the Jewish people back to Israel. And even where we are located today, it's a place where Lord Balfour and Benjamin Disraeli and Winston Churchill would meet and discuss, we are sure, if the walls could talk, also about the future of the Jewish people. So we always feel very much at home in London. We have so many friends here in the parliament, in the government, and for us it's important to maintain these relationships. Today, of course, this week, the only thing which is on the mind of people, the government, foreign ministry, is what happens in Ukraine, the potential of a war, some even say a World War III, if there would be a Russian invasion. And of course it raises the question, what does this mean for the Jewish state? One thing that is very important to remember and learn is that the case of Ukraine, as well as the case of Afghanistan last year, really proves the point that international commitments means very little at the end of the day. And for small countries such as Israel, it's so important to make all the preparations so that they are able to defend themselves, because international guarantees means very little, as we can see in Ukraine also. So again, for the Israeli government to make all the preparations and make sure that they stay on the top of the game in terms of their internal enemies, but surely also from Tehran, remains of utmost priority importance, not only in Jerusalem, but also here in London and in Europe, in Washington, around the world. But let us really hope and pray that there will be no escalation in the current conflict, and that we will find a diplomatic solution, because also Ukraine, as we all know, have a very large Jewish community. There's a lot of cooperation between Ukraine and Israel, and on so many levels it would be a catastrophe if this situation would escalate into a war. So like always with the Jewish people and with the State of Israel, we are all interdependent, and what happens in these world conflicts will affect the faith and the future of the Jewish people very specifically. So today from London we pray for the peace in Jerusalem, but we also pray for the peace of Ukraine, and let us hope that there would quickly be a diplomatic solution, and we could keep the stability, the relative stability that we have enjoyed in Europe for such a long time, and it's something that we do not take for granted. So from London today we say over and out until we meet next week with ECI and 3 minutes with ECI. Shalom.